audition, which was Dexter. So I would just say it sounds really cliche, but just don't give up. Like if that's what you want to do, if that's what makes you happy, if that's what fills you with joy, do it. And don't give up. And good luck. So my family is obsessed with the night agents. I asked my mom, what did you think of the show? What did you think of BB? And she's very honest, okay? Like she doesn't, this woman has no chill. And she goes, I like it very much. The only part I don't like is when BB died. Yes! You don't like it. So she goes,
I didn't like that part.
And I hear, well, someone, I cannot confirm or deny, just got back. I go, hey, when are my friends coming? Because I was the first one here this morning. I rocked down to the lobby. I think I'm going to see everyone. Like, oh no, it's just you. You're first. I'm like, well, when are my friends coming? They're like, not till later, like 11, 1 o'clock. I'm like, oh, okay, so I got the early shift. Cool. When is Deeps coming? And they're like, well, he just arrived this morning because he went to the White House.
I won't lie, that was very cool.
I have so many questions.
I have so many answers.
Oh, gee. Wait, would you do a movie?
I would do a Lucifer movie.
Yes, you got two.
Yeah, would you guys watch a Lucifer movie? Also, my apologies, I just didn't say good morning. So, yeah.
You're so stealthy for being so tall. And you guys, okay? No one can get away.
You guys were so good. I was thinking to myself, no way, quiet. Thank you. Now we have to prank Leslie Ann.
That's true, they're good. They're like,
Really good. All right.
yeah.
All right.
Let's give it up for Amy Garcia!
If you still have some more questions, she can hang out with me for a few minutes and she can answer your questions. If that's allowed. Or does she have somewhere else to be?
We don't really know what's going on. We're like little dogs that are like
I just want to mess up someone's schedule.
Do I have 2 minutes to bring things back? Yeah. Okay, 4 minutes. We'll go really hard. Are those Ella questions? Okay, real quick. Hi. One of my favorite moments of the whole series was that DB, you guys asked me about improvisation earlier, and I want you guys to know that when he brings Charlotte, I'm starting to get a little emotional. That moment, because like we're all bounded by mortality, and that scene where he takes Charlotte up, and he says, "Let's go home." DB came up with that one. Is that it? Ella? Deeps? Yay!
My favorite probably people, she's absolutely amazing. James, who we hadn't run into each other. We actually ran into each other the first time when we were in Manchester, and it was like no time had passed. So we sat down and just talked. I love James, and of course, Faith. Why am I blanking on? Oh God, this is on camera. She's gonna see that shit. So the jet lag has been really bad. So those are just some of the shows, and 24, Aaron, and stuff like that. That was awesome.
Thank you very much.
Now I'm going to get involved with Gina. Suits. I love suits. I really do. I didn't mention suits. And I talked about this, Gina's getting Gina and I have worked together as a couple for 20 years, 5 different projects. I think last week we were just finishing up the season finale on Lone Star. All the other actors were just seeing the way her and I talk back and forth to each other, and someone said, "How long have you guys known each other?" And we both looked at each other and went, "Well, let's go through the shows." And we just went all the way through the shows, and it makes both of us so happy. And, I think sometimes it's hard for me to remember Gina, because it's like that 20-year friendship. We're actually really good friends, so it's like we're never really focused on work. I mean, we talk on the phone. She tells me about the hell that her daughter put her in that day. And then I tell her about the hell that my daughter put me in that day. And we're just two parents talking about the hell that our children are. So, but thank you for your question, and sorry I rambled on. But it's just, I've been very lucky.
Hi, I'm Alex. Nice to meet you. First off, I just want to say that scene where Deal brought up Trisha's character to heaven, that made me bawl my eyes out. And my question was, now that Deal's gone, what managerial changes did you make?
Well, there was a top to bottom now. First, thank you. That episode was special, and this is no secret. I talk about this all the time. Trisha is one of my favorite people in the world. I've talked about this all the time. Like, when you're actors, you don't really know who you're going to have chemistry with, and who you're not going to have chemistry with. And by chemistry, I don't necessarily mean I don't mean sexual. Like it's just And there's something about, you all feel it, when you're watching something and you see two people on screen and you're like, there's something off about them. And then there are two people on screen and they're acting and you find yourself leaning forward more. It's that kind of unidentifiable thing. We all know it when we see it, but trying to explain it, it's hard because those two people could really hate each other off screen. Two people who you see they don't gel on screen, and they can be the best of friends off screen. It's strange. So when you find that kind of chemistry, which I was so heartbroken when Trisha left the show. Because so much of my stuff was with Trisha, and we loved working together, and I think it really worked. There was something dynamic about that pairing. Just like I think, there's something dynamic about Tom and I, so that works. Dave? Well, thank you. Very good point. I think I just forgot the second half of the question. What was it again?
What kind of managerial changes were there?
They kind of, I don't know if you know this, but they covered that. It was this non-speaking, very cool montage, but I've now heard that question more than once, so it makes me feel like, oh, we should have probably added something in there so people knew. I think we were being so arty about it, but the idea was, when you see him in that throne that in the flashback episode, or the book episode, when you see Tom up there, and then towards the end of the season, when you see Benadil up there, and that flash of brilliant white light, it's supposed to be that as Benadil is sitting up there and he's looking down on at his brothers and sisters, that he makes a decision that there will be no more throne. And so the flash of light is him evening himself down to his brothers and sisters. And that, so you didn't get that? Next time you see Joey, don't say you got it from me. So it's supposed to be as if they are now sitting on a round table. So it's supposed to be King Arthur, So when they come to this round table, everyone is equal. So he's just making God a democracy. And that was something that I love.
I don't know how you did it, but you just made me laugh.
What did you say? Sorry?
I said I don't know how you did it, but you just made me love Benadil more.
What did you say? Thank you.
Hey, this is. Firstly, I wanted to thank you for being a role model for me as a trans black man.
What's that?
I said, firstly, I wanted to thank you for being a role model for me as a trans black man.
Wait a second, is that? Oh my God! I'm sorry. Hold on. Can you? I need a hug.
So my question would be, what would a Benadil do with his family right now?
With his family?
Yes.
I think he would probably be insisting that all his brothers and sisters spend a considerable amount of time on Earth without their powers. And just walking around and learning what it means to be human, to better understand humanity. So, there are all the background, the actors, getting just drenched for our art, and the crew getting drenched for our art, and the director, who I love now, and some producers, just comfortably outside in the dry area. making us run it again, and again, and again, and again. So that was a really hard day. That was a really hard day. But after that day, all the other stuff was great. The Ferris wheel, the young actress that plays my daughter is amazing. She's hilarious. And the people there are great. That day in particular was a little bit of not a little bit, it was a difficult day for me personally, and I think for the other 150 people there. Great show, and I think you guys are going to love what they're doing with the season finale is unbelievable. I just from the last week, there's some stuff that I want to tell you, but I'll just say that it was difficult working with Baby Charlie because Baby Charlie was so effing cute. You know, and parents will get this, like when you're thinking like, oh no, I'm done having children, that's over, I'm done, and then you see a baby that is so adorable and cute, and it's like kryptonite. And then you start having these crazy thoughts of maybe I should have another kid. You know? You're like, get that away from me! So Baby Charlie was adorable, cute, fantastic, but I know, it was too cute. Wonderful parents. It was that was fun. That was fun. There was, there's and I think every parent knows this. There's a certain amount of crime that is okay. You expect, you kind of like tune it out, but when it probably gets to about hour 4, you might be reaching for that glass of wine, literally. But that's being a parent. It's kind of a job. So we all just suck it up and move on. Baby Charlie was amazing.
My name's Dawn, and my question goes back a little ways to your portrayal of Melvin Franklin in The Temptations. Did you have any trepidation or hesitation about playing one of the founding members of one of the most influential music groups in music history? And did you receive any type of advice on how to portray him from his family or from surviving members of the group?
Well, no. But I think that comes with the being young, right? I think like when you're young, you don't really think about how heavy something might be. At this age now, oh God, it would have scared the hell out of me. But I think all of us were young. We were all really close. And yes, actually, we got a chance to sit down and meet with Otis. And that was really interesting and amazing. We got a chance to meet, went to his house to watch it bury Gordy. And because Suzanne DePass was, the executive producer, and Suzanne Costin, Suzanne DePass had known these guys. I mean, she grew up with them, and so she always had a lot of stories. I I will say this. I love the Temptations. There was someone who had come to us, because we met with a lot of people, and who had said that, how to say this, that we presented the cleaned up PG version of the Temptations, which I'm still fine with to this day, because I think that show stands the test of time, and it's something that I'm really, really proud of. My daughter, and I can watch it with my daughter. It's become such a staple, and it's you know, I'm at that point in my life now where you know, I'll be walking through an airport, and there'll be someone who in their mid to late 20s, and they go, "Oh my God, my mom loves you." I'm like, well, you tell your mom thank you for me. And that means something to have, first of all, to portray these black men during that time, and the fights and the struggles that they had, how they overcame the internal fights, because there were a lot of internal fights. There were egos, a lot of arrogance. And for me, like, Melvin was that glue that just kept